All right. Mr. Gurr is being Mr. Clean today, doing some of the Gabino's laundry. And then I'm going to be off to the park to get them pull-ups and burpees. Then I'm going to be off to the Y to push Santa Claus's sleigh and hit the weights. One of the buzzwords on fitness videos on the internet is we come for the gains. It's all about gains. It's all about getting better than you were yesterday by going to the weight room, doing stuff, and suddenly becoming a little bit better than you were yesterday. And that's kind of been the Mr. Gurr philosophy his whole life. Now, I asked specifically my big little brother for a bottle of this detergent from Costco, and he went there and checked out the price of this for me. And while he was there, he ran into an individual. I'm going to go into the man cave here. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the man cave today with Ernie, working on Project Scootergate. Sitting in the dark by yourself, Ernie, that's not a good thing. But I think a lot of people probably think that, you know what, Mr. Gurr, you take things a little bit too far, but that's just who I am. There's nothing halfway about what I do. So I'm going to be looking at this chart quite a bit today and focusing on some of the people. I'm always focusing on the Gabinos because, hey, without them, all this means nothing. So, yeah, even though I might be pointing at some of these people on this pyramid, doing so is all in good for the Gabinos. So there's a lot of girls on this pyramid. So let's go here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 girls on the pyramid. How many boys are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, hey, Mr. Gurr did it. There's 11 girls and 11 boys. That way, Mr. Gurr is not guilty of, hey, I'm picking on one or picking on the other. The thing is, there's a few more girls than boys in the world. That's just the way the population demographic is because girls live longer. But I wanted to make sure that I had a good sample size of people on my pyramid that represent both genders. So I think that was fair. Now, if you go to the monastery and you have everybody that works there, all 700 people standing in a big, big crowd, and you separate them and you say, boys on the left, girls on the right, and everybody splits up. And anybody that identifies as something else can stand in the middle. Because, hey, Mr. Gurr is all about making sure everybody feels good and happy, safe, welcomed, and loved at the monastery. There'd be a lot more ladies than there would be people that are in the middle and gentlemen. It's kind of a matriarchal society. It's a healthcare profession. There's just a lot more women folk in the healthcare profession. That's just the way it is. It's kind of like there's, I believe, 99% of bricklayers in the United Kingdom, for example, are gentlemen. Gentlemen are just more prone to lay bricks. So I don't think what I'm saying is sexist. I don't think what I'm saying is inappropriate. I don't think what I'm saying is cancel culture. There's just more ladies that work at the monastery than there are gentlemen. But I wanted to have a nice split of both here on my thing. So anyway, Destro, this gentleman right here with the halo over his head, that's just kind of an interesting coincidence there that halo is right over Destro. He is the gentleman that my brother encountered while going to get the Gain dish detergent. And I have a picture of Destro right over there back when Mr. Gurr and Destro were young, handsome, and the world was our oyster. back when Mr. Gurr even had hair. Shall we show it? Shall we show it? Oh, I just bonked my head. Hey, there's Mr. Gurr, young, handsome. The world was his oyster. And look at that. Mr. Gurr even had hair. But yeah. So I'm thinking that I'm going to make a video very soon with regards to Destro, because I'm hoping that I have at least one more good conversation with Destro before I leave the mortal coil. That's very important to me. And it looks like that conversation might be happening on January the 3rd when I say, Mr. Destro, take the witness stand. My darling wife, who is always right, is worried about my choice of workout attire today for the YMCA. Charlotte, do you have an opinion about my workout attire? How would you rate it? If I was on Dress to Impress on Roblox, how many stars would you give my outfit?
Sweetie, I don't care how you look. I'm looking at this practically. I have to wash that if it's sweaty, and it will fall apart in the washing machine.
What? Come on. Santa Claus is tough, and his clothes are tough, too. Now,
if you want to risk the integrity of the outfit, go work out in it.
All right, Charlotte, can I ask you a question? Would you approach a man at the YMCA working out like a crazy person wearing a Santa Claus outfit?
He's going to hold the camera
I'm a teenager. I'm not going to approach any dude.
That's a good answer.
That is the best answer ever. The
think
thing is, like my sweetie and I talked about this yesterday, Charlotte, I'm invisible, aren't I? It's like I'm not even here. Like, Charlotte, just turn your head and look at me. You were like, why? There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's just this, I would call it a cringe phenomenon. Sweetie? Yes, my love.
I'm looking at you.
Sweetie, you're the only one that sees me. You know what? And I'm very grateful for that. And hey, don't get me wrong. There are other people out there that see me too. Team 117.
The only thing that
I hope you're all feeling better.
The only thing that upsets me is they see you, but they don't see the right thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like,
it's you're so kind and sweet and loving, and just because they don't understand you, you get a lot of harassment.
Well, you can't be BFFs with everybody in the world. And like I was telling Team 117, like, I don't want 1 million faceless people thinking that I'm cool and special. I would rather have 1, 2, 3, 1 person that thinks I'm super special. That's more important. And Charlotte, that's what I want for you too. She was brave enough yesterday to say that's all she wants is someone to know her, love her, and see her. And I know that's going to happen, Charlotte, because you
absolutely
are the most amazing, special person in the world. Hey.
That deserves to be publicized.
Yeah.
Did I say
Emmett from the Lego movie was talking about you. All right. It's as it should be. I am the only vehicle at Washington Park today. We got a beautiful, full harvest moon in the sky. Man, the moon has just been crazy beautiful. I got myself my tripod. So this is not 4 a.m., people. This is what we call broad damn daylight. And here is Santa Claus walking around a place where children normally will be playing. There's like frost everywhere. It is freezing cold. So it's going to be quite some time before it warms up enough for the little cherubs of my city to come here and play on the jungle gym, on the swings. It might be so cold that nobody comes by this park today to play. Nobody comes to play pickleball. Nobody comes to play the chimes with the whammer hammer that Mr. Gurr bought with his own $2 bills for the children of Neenah, Wisconsin. Now, I didn't bring any sidewalk chalk today, and I regret that because, hey, it's a beautiful day for poetry here at the park. I see some garbage over here. I see some garbage over there. Mr. Gurr likes to clean up his park. This is the place where Mr. and Mrs. Claus got married. So it's a very special place for Mr. Gurr. I'm gonna go over to the castle that Mr. Mrgrrr built with sweat and tears, and do some pull-ups and do some burpees. I wonder if the garbage can is still here. I didn't check. Yeah, it's still there. But now my wife is concerned that I'm gonna get my Santa Claus outfit stinky. And there's a very good chance of that. But more than that, I think, even though she's not saying it, and I'm sure that there are people that are partial to Mr. Mrgrrr, they're worried that my reputation is going to get stinky. Because if you are an old man with a beard and a camera and you're dressed up as Santa Claus walking around the park, people are going to notice that, even though technically they won't pretend to, and be like, oh my gosh, there's a Santa Claus walking around that park. There's a people in authority that might come and say, hey, Santa, what are you up to today? And I really, really welcome those opportunities. Because, if, let's say, one of the good policemen of the Neenah PD rolled up on me dressed as Santa Claus, I would talk to them, and they would have a video camera going called the body cam. And one of the first things that I would do respectfully in that conversation is, hey, officer, I noticed that you have a body camera. Do you mind, after our interaction together, if I could have that footage for my Scootergate documentary? And they'd say, probably, sure, why not? And then they would ask me lots of questions. And chances are I would answer them with complete compliance, with a full heart and bright eyes. So anyway, I'm going to set up here at the castle. Now, the last time I did a workout here, it was so dark because it was 4 a.m. My wife couldn't see anything. But if I make a little video in, like I said, broad damn daylight, you're going to see Santa Claus doing burpees and pull-ups. Oh, I bet you those are some slippery, slippery bars today. Put the grr in grip strength. That's 1 rep. Well, Santa Claus put in one heck of a show today, pushing the sled at the YMCA. And now Santa Claus is going to go check for troll footprints underneath the bridge here in Washington Park area. Did my pull-ups, did my burpees. I had a really awesome encounter at the YMCA today. I came in wearing my full Santa Claus regalia. I had the hat, I had the fuzzy sweater, the big black gloves, the whole 9 yards. And inside the gym, which is on the way to the fitness area, there was a class of at least, I would say, 86 people going into my memory palace, 87 if you count the teacher. And they were just starting their class. So I walked into the gym and just stood there and watched them in my Santa Claus outfit, kind of like Santa Claus is supposed to be watching who's naughty and who's nice, but kind of doing it from the shadows, not right in your face, kind of like I was. And I just stood there, and stood there, and stood there. And then eventually, just through body language, the instructor knew that something's not quite right. And then she turned her head and saw me, and I smiled real big and I waved at her. And then she smiled real big and waved at me. And then all of a sudden, like a wave across the ocean, everybody in that class is like, oh yeah, Santa's cool, we're cool. I think that kind of proves the point that my wife made yesterday, that people are afraid. Just people are afraid. It's still here. It's not what we say, but what we do that truly defines who we truly are. I don't know how long this poem is going to last on this wall. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's what we do that defines us. It's what we do that defines us. Now you can't see, Dairy Queen is right over there past that big building. You can't see it because there's a building in the way. But later on today, I'm going to have a meeting this afternoon with Mate, one of my good souls that I met on my journey at the monastery. I think that we're going to have a talk that involves concern about my mental well-being. And I'm very excited about having that talk, because the thing is, I know where Mate is coming from is a genuine place. Now, I have seen this in the past where people come at people with regards to their mental health, and there's nothing genuine about it at all. That's kind of one of the dark chapters that I have in my past. And I'm not going to talk about that right now, because I like to try to focus on the positive things, focus on the good that's in the world. But yeah, I have no problem talking with Mate about anything, because he's a man of faith. It's very rare to find someone like that in this day and age. So anyway, I got me a tennis ball for Tully, and hopefully I can get some popcorn for my man Mate later on. But I need to get my butt home, because there's a gentleman that I call Rooster that needs my help today, and I do not want to let the rooster down.